Hello everyone, it's Brian here, and today I'm taking part in the second part of Vinyl Richie's 11 years in the vinyl community. What is it, a celebration or something? It started as a contest and has morphed into a tag, and if you were following along, you'd know that the contest was very open-ended so that you could pretty much do whatever you wanted, and now we have a good old-fashioned tag based on those responses, which means you have to pull down a ton of records, and unfortunately, you have to put them back. Well, I'm sad about that. So this is the 11-year contest part 2, VC tag. And you asked us to do the best you can. If you can't answer one of the prompts, just make something up. I think I got them. I think I've got them all. So let's see how it goes. Number 1, show an album with a fat dude on the cover. I hope I don't offend anyone with this. I struggled with this a bit, but I decided to go with this guy, Van Morrison. I'm not sure if he's fat. He may be thick, maybe a little chunky. Everyone's favorite Van Morrison right there with The Healing Game for question number 1. Number 2, show an album that shows how Vinyl Richie dances. Okay, first one that came to mind. Is this a live Teenage Head record called Teenage Head in an Endless Party? And there we have Frankie Venom doing some sort of crazy dance, perhaps the Watusi, I'm not really sure, in front of this crowd. Weirdly, this was recorded on New Year's Eve in Hamilton. There's no way that is New Year's Eve in Hamilton. That's probably from some sort of summer festival, but it's kind of a crazy dance move on the front there. And I can just imagine Vinyl Richie dancing like that. Show an album that shows beer or a backyard. Why not Led Zeppelin's In Through the Outdoor, which we have a bottle of beer, plus some other bits of alcohol. You'll see beer on the back here. So Led Zeppelin's In Through the Outdoor. Number 4, show an album that was recommended by someone in the vinyl community. This record was recommended by several people. I'm not remembering exactly who was first, but I think it might have been Richard's Vinyl Tap House. This is Slow Dive, Everything is Alive. Hey, I got the title right. But it was also mentioned by PC31. I think Ed maybe. A lot of people mentioned this, and I decided to get it, and I'm glad that I did. It's the return of Slow Dive after many years of not having released anything. Show an album that has band members on the cover but does not include the singer. Well, this is probably the most obvious one, and it's really kind of a band member, I guess, but a record I've shown so many times, but it was the first one I thought of, The Clash with Paul Simonon destroying his bass on the cover. Excellent record, of course. Show an album for a band that you cannot pronounce, and I struggle with this one. This is Einstürzende Naubauten. I'm sure that's not quite right. I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce the title of the record, which you can see there, but a really excellent, cool band from Germany. Show an album that has something to do with the digestive system. That was maybe the toughest one. And instead of choosing something obvious like food on the cover, I chose one that had a reference to the digestive system in the title. This is Jonathan Wilson's Eat the Worm, and no one would want to eat that. It does have a very toothy worm, though, I guess, on the cover. This was a gift from Steve at A is for Alice, B is for Bob, C is for something or other. An album I really quite like. So that's the next one. And then, show an album that you wouldn't think Vinyl Richie would have in his collection. Well, I'd be stunned, absolutely amazed, if Vinyl Richie has this Shriekback record called Without Real String or Fish. Always loved that album cover. Now, I'm guessing there's no way he has this in his collection. Not a chance. We Don't Need No Shirt. How about the debut record from Triumph? 3 guys with no shirts, although they're wearing them on the back. Show an album and give very little detail about it and make sure you say it's fantastic. This is fantastic. Show a punk album with a hole in the middle. I chose 999, and just to prove it, there's a hole in the middle of this record. Show an album with a beautiful woman on the cover. There's Sade Adu. Yeah, I think most people would agree that she looks pretty spectacular. There's another image of her in here, of course. This is Diamond Life. Show an album that has something you would take to a party. Well, I don't know. Sometimes you get hungry at a party, so I think I would take a can of peaches. Yeah, why not? Hype sticker fell out. Open up a sealed outer sleeve. Okay, I'm gonna open up a sleeve of a 12-inch single. This is a sealed 12-inch single for 11 Rockets. No big deal with this hype sticker. And I've never opened it because I think I have another version of this particular 12-inch single. So I'm gonna open this up. Absolutely still factory sealed until now. There we go, 11 Rockets. The flip side is a different version of No Big Deal and No Words No More. Right. Show an offensive album. Well, I don't know if I have an offensive album, but I think I have an album cover that I think most people would think is a little offensive because it seems to have exploited an 11-year-old girl, and that, of course, is Blind Faith with Blind Faith. Just seems like the wrong thing to do, if you ask me. The gatefold on this. So, yeah. Not really a great album cover. Show a sexy album cover featuring shirtless men, and this was actually my response to Vinyl Richie's contest, and I chose a number of records with shirtless men on the cover, but I forgot about the Triumph one, and I forgot about this one from Green and Chatton called Chaos for the Fly. Of course, he is the lead singer of Fontaines DC, and this is an epic album. I love this. This was my most played record, I think, the year it came out in 2023. I still play it. I played it the other day. I think it's really great. Show an album with weapons or a scene of violence. Yeah, there's lots of weapons on the cover here, and there's even more on the back. But yeah, not a scene of violence, but certainly weapons. Show an album. Did I say what this was? This is Ice-T, by the way. Show an album of someone that you think could beat up Gigi Allen if he were still alive. I mean, come on, he's wearing boxing gloves of some kind. David Bowie, Let's Dance. He's ready. He's ready to rumble for sure. He could beat up Gigi Allen if he were still alive too. Show an album of outsider music. So I went to the genre of slacker rock, which kind of fits the definition. And this is Mac DeMarco, Rock and Roll Nightclub. He's looking like a bit of an outsider there too. Interesting Canadian singer. Show an album from when you were 11 and one that is 11 years old. So an album from when I was 11, I'm going to go with the debut Bob Dylan record, which came out in 1962. Everyone knows that record. And a record that is 11 years old that's back to 2015. I am choosing the self-titled album from Wire called Wire from 2015. Fantastic. So that is my response to Vinyl Richie's tag contest thing, whatever it is, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.